facilities provided by Access Fort Wayne are a service of the Allen County Public Library. The views and opinions expressed do not necessarily represent those of Access Fort Wayne, the Allen County Public Library, or any other supporting organizations. For more information about creating your own television program with Access Fort Wayne, call 421-1250.
Hello and welcome to our show, The American Veteran. I'm Dale Parrish, your host. Co-host is Carl Fowler. Also sitting in with us is Jim Leslie, a Korean War veteran. Our guest today is an officer, a nurse, a lady, wife, mother, grandmother, great-grandmother. Her name is Holly Lipscomb. Welcome to our show, Holly.
Polly.
Polly. I'm sorry.
Polly is a nickname for Mary.
Nickname is what?
For Mary?
Mary.
Mary.
But Polly, I always go by Polly.
Oh, okay. I haven't looked down and seen Polly, or Mary. That's not right.
Oh.
That's my real name.
Yeah, I see.
You have quite a few names here, haven't you?
Yes, I do.
You want to explain that to us? Give us
That
your full
was
name.
You what?
Give us your full name.
That's my Mary Adelaide Woodall is my full name.
Mm-hmm.
But then I became Lipscomb after I was married.
Sure.
I
Okay.
understand you just had a birthday.
You what?
I understand you just celebrated a special birthday. Would you like to tell us about that?
And in June I was 100 years old.
100 years old. I think that's
And,
wonderful.
My church had a good, nice party for me,
Good.
which was nice.
Good.
So,
Okay.
but we had a good, healthy life.
Yes.
And that was married in 1945.
1945.
Yeah.
This.
And we met in the service.
Okay.
He knew Fort Knox, and then was it Fort Dix, I think it is. That
New Jersey.
I joined the 67th General Hospital.
Sure.
I was a nurse there, and then we went overseas on the Queen Elizabeth. Of
Oh,
course, during wartime,
yeah.
and everything was blacked out. At nighttime, you couldn't have any light on the
That's in England.
showing on the ships because they could be bombed.
Oh, I see. That's on ship.
That was
Yeah.
that was when I went over, and I was 3 years in Taunton, England, with the 67th General Hospital. And I spent 3 years there in Taunton during the war.
Okay. You was a nurse before, and then you joined the service, right?
Yes, yeah. Yep, I graduated from the old Methodist Hospital in Fort Wayne.
Oh,
Sure.
I can't remember
no.
a long time ago.
Okay. You wasn't drafted. They didn't draft nurses,
No,
did they? They just
I signed up to
yeah.
go into the service.
Yeah.
Did you get a commission then as soon as you signed up? You became an officer?
I I became a second lieutenant
Second
when
lieutenant.
I went in.
Sure.
Then I became a first lieutenant.
Okay.
But I was just advanced to the first lieutenant.
Sure.
But
Now,
we,
what was your duties there? Who did you treat in the hospital?
we had in the hospital, we had different wards for different troubles in the like we had a ward for the what do I want to say, for the bones and the fractures or anything like that. And then we had another ward that if for upper respiratory troubles, we had another ward for that. And the other ward was, another one was kidney trouble. So we
Okay.
had different wards for different.
Oh,
So
Okay.
there's usually a nurse and a doctor assigned to a ward. And then we had enlisted men that worked on the wards.
Okay.
They did the work really.
Now, the wards, was they pretty huge? Pretty good size?
I can't
Ward?
remember how many beds we had in the wards,
Okay.
but you know, then
Well, I would
they
imagine,
were
you
kind
know,
of separate buildings even.
oh, separate
Yeah,
buildings even.
kinda, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I was thinking, you know,
Oh, well,
lots of the soldiers would be coming
yeah,
back through there.
Yeah.
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 Sure.
was
Well,
it buildings, was it hospitals that we had built? Or was it
I
already?
don't know
don't
where
know.
the hospitals, we,
Was they new or had they been there for some time,
I can't remember that.
the hospital? I would think they'd be British buildings.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, yeah,
If it was on a base or something that way, then it
yeah.
could be built.
yeah, yeah. Because
Didn't
been a lot
you?
busier than
Yeah.
normal.
Polly, didn't you have one of the wards was for prisoners?
Was what?
For prisoners, ward for
Yeah,
prisoners?
oh yes.
Yeah, yeah.
And the only people that got in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Then we did have a locked ward for them, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And what ward was you?
World War II.
No, ward.
Ward.
Oh, what ward? I was on the psychiatric
Psychiatric.
ward
Yeah,
quite a
yeah,
bit.
yeah.
Yeah.
They were the ones that some had trouble and some were just, as they call them, gold bricks. They
Yeah.
said they had leg trouble or any kind of trouble to try to get out.
Get out, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Now they call it post-traumatic stress.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What?
Post-traumatic stress.
Yeah.
Now.
oh, is that what they call them
Yeah.
now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just a psychiatric.
I
trip.
can
They
understand
used
it.
to
Yeah.
call it battle fatigue
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
And so on.
Battle fatigue.
Couple of
Yeah,
things.
that's, yeah.
Shell shock.
Shell shock.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
They had lots of names for it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I think they had other names, probably.
Oh, yeah.
so you had to
But
figure out
some-
which ones was good patients and which ones was trying to get out of the service.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know I had a young man I had known years ago, and he came to me during the war, and he asked him how he could get out of the war. But I guess he tried saying he was mentally. I never did know what happened to him.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
a long time ago.
Yeah. Well, there was
Yeah.
a
That was,
famous situation happened during the war when was it Patton slapped one of the soldiers who had
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
battle fatigue and that
Yeah,
and was
yeah.
trying to get out.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when I went over, I was able to go over on the Queen Elizabeth. I guess I told you that. and come back on the Mary.
That,
But that was an interesting experience too, because if we had to take took 7 days to go overseas, and
7.
if we bathed, while you bathed in salt water, you used the fresh water for
Yep.
just
drinking, and that was all.
Feels sticky.
And you're really sticky,
you couldn't rinse with
but you
fresh
were
water?
clean. What?
You couldn't rinse with fresh water?
We couldn't. No,
We
You
didn't.
just
no.
you stuck with the salt water.
Yeah, you were
Uh,
stuck.
yeah,
I think we all experienced that one time or other.
Well,
Yeah.
you know, the Queen Elizabeth and Queen Mary, they were a large ship.
Mhm.
I don't know how many.
But they're hauling lots of people,
What was
yeah.
it?
lots of troops.
I can't remember how many people they carried on the, because I know without the war they had a swimming pool in it, really a very nice ship. But that's where a lot of the enlisted men had their cots in
Did
the
they?
swimming pool.
Yeah.
There was that many on board ship. I wished I could remember how many.
Well, usually
know.
a ship that size carry around 4,000.
Yeah, what?
Carry around 4,000.
Is it about something? I know
Yeah.
it's an awful lot of.
A regular
Now
troop,
we were
regular
able. We only had 2 meals a day.
2 meals a
2
day.
meals a day. There
Yeah.
were so many to feed on board ship.
Well, if you're
So-
not really active or anything, that'd probably be enough, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now in England, you got bombed quite often. Germans.
We never really did get bombed. Everything was, as I said, blacked out. So you couldn't see the planes flying over us. They couldn't see anything because everything was blacked out. No lights at all.
Yeah.
You'd walk down the street, you would bump into a person, and you didn't see them.
Yeah.
And
Pitch black.
it was so black. And then sometimes during the night when we were sleeping, the sirens went off and we were being bombed, and we had to get out of bed and go to wherever we were assigned to that day, and be on duty during the night.
You didn't go to bomb shelters?
We didn't have any bomb shelters.
Didn't have any
no.
bomb shelters, okay.
Luckily, we weren't bombed, though. That was a good part.
Sure.
So
So
Okay.
that was.
shortage of supplies.
Yes, in a way, because we never had any for our food. We had no fresh vegetables or fruit or anything. They were all dried eggs for scrambled eggs. And, yeah.
Well, you're in the military,
But you
that's what
ate
you
it.
get.
You know what?
I say when you're in the military, that's what you get.
That's what you get, and you eat it.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I missed the most was milk,
That was another
fresh
thing.
milk.
When we got over after the war, when we came home again, after we were being unloaded of our ship, they gave us milk, a container of milk, and oh, did that taste good.
Yeah.
Okay.
We just had that powdered,
Oh.
powdered stuff.
Yeah.
We had it made when I was over in Germany. Occupation forces. They had an army officer ran the mess hall, but they had displaced persons there that would take care of a lot of the and we had tablecloths, and the waitresses would come to your table, and I didn't think I'd ever see anything like that.
He was in a country club, I believe.
Yeah,
country
he wasn't
club.
in the service.
No, not. I wouldn't call it that. I think it was buildings we were in were the SS troop quarters.
Headquarters, yeah.
Had nice wooden floors, beautiful.
I understand you met somebody quite special.
You bet I did. My husband-to-be, when we were being shipped overseas, our luggage had to be painted with our shipping number, our name, our rank, where we were going. So this enlisted man was, officers, the nurses and the doctors. So this one young man, he had been spending most of the night painting all of these numbers on all of our luggage and everything. And so I said, well, you hold the paint and I'll paint my own.
Oh.
And then when we got overseas, the nurses were invited to an enlisted man's dance. And I saw him there. So I asked him to dance with me.
Yeah.
So that's how we, and then we did date each other. Then we weren't supposed to, because I was an officer and he was an enlisted man.
Looks like he's got sergeant
But
stripes.
yeah, he was a corporal
Corporal.
and
Okay.
I was a first lieutenant. We weren't supposed to be going together.
Yeah.
But then the chief nurse told me that if we wanted to get married, we'd better get married because I was being sent to Japan. I was on the next list to go to Japan.
Go to Japan.
We didn't have to go. That war was over.
So this
But we got married.
so this was your wedding day.
Yes, right.
Wedding picture.
Right.
Okay. Nice looking young man.
Yeah, he was. He was a good husband
Well, there you go.
and a good father.
Okay. Now, did you come back together?
Yes.
Came back to the States together?
We couldn't be together at all. Of course, we were married by that time,
Sure.
but still I was the officer and he was a listed man, so we
Came back on the same ship?
on the steps going from one deck to the other. During the day, we'd sit there and talk. That'd be the only time we could see each other.
You was on an upper deck and he was on a lower deck, right?
But that was, yes. I can't remember just where I can't remember that. I remember we had to meet on the steps.
About the only place you could meet him would be on the steps.
Yeah.
Connect the upper and
We
lower
had to
deck,
go
right?
from one deck to the other on
Yeah.
board the ship.
Yeah, okay.
That was here. We were married and we still couldn't be together at all.
Sure. Okay. Rules are rules, I guess. You know,
Rules are rules, and you
not-
follow them.
You're not going to break them, Frank. Okay, you know.
I think
We
that,
were happy.
Go ahead, Jim.
I think she had a lot better than what we did in our general ships there, because I know we were 6 in a stack, you know, just bunks
Decks,
like
yeah.
that, and you didn't ever want to be the one on the bottom because if somebody got seasick, look out.
Yeah.
Don't mention seasick.
Oh, I won't.
Oh, that was terrible, I
Did-
guess, the
did-
enlisted man.
Did you get seasick?
I never got,
You didn't.
never did.
But
Thank
your husband
goodness.
did.
I guess somebody said something about if you keep a full tummy, you're not so likely to get seasick.
Right.
So I was regularly ate a good meal each time. We only fed twice on board ship,
Sure.
too many of us.
Well, where did you live, you and your husband, when you got back to the States?
We came to Fort Wayne.
Fort Wayne here?
My husband-to-be and then husband lived in Oklahoma. And we went down there, of course, to see his family and be introduced. And then we came back to Fort Wayne, and he got a lot better job or a chance for working. So that's how we ended up in Fort Wayne.
Okay.
We could have ended up in Oklahoma where he came from,
Okay.
but that's where we lived.
You
Here.
You continued being a nurse then?
I nursed up until, I guess when I started having children, but we had 3 children, 2 boys and a girl. There's one of my sons there.
Yeah, I met your son. He's a nice guy.
And he's a peach. And
Your
I forgot what I was going to say.
your children go to school here in Fort Wayne, did they then?
I worked in doctor's offices and a nurse,
You did.
yeah, in Fort Wayne.
Okay.
But of course, when I had family, I didn't want to do any work at all.
Okay. You
Yeah. Stayed home with my family.
became a housewife, mother at that
You
time.
bet I did.
Mothered your children.
Yeah. But then I did nursing in the doctor's office. That was a little more steady, and you could, rather than be in a hospital or in.
How long did you work for a doctor's office?
How long?
Yeah.
Oh dear. I can't remember.
Okay.
I worked at a couple of different doctors. If I think I worked a while and I stayed home a while, then I went back to
Off
work
and on.
again. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
You said you had
Couple
your
of-
training at the Methodist Hospital in Fort Wayne?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's where my
Yeah,
daughter
well,
was
yeah.
born.
It was the old
Methodist.
Methodist, but then it became Parkview.
Parkview.
Yeah. I think that was on Lewis
Yeah,
Street.
Lewis and Calhoun, wasn't it?
Yeah,
yeah.
just west of Calhoun.
Yeah.
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 I know.
I went to Central, which was right downtown, you know, so I was only
Yeah.
about a block and a half from there, so
Right.
I was
That was-
familiar with it, and
Right.
There,
they had some good nurses and so forth there.
yeah, that's, where did I?
It was a training hospital, wasn't it?
Yeah. I
Yes.
trained in the Methodist hospital,
Sure.
not the Lutheran, the Methodist.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I enjoyed nursing very much. I liked it.
Where did your husband work then?
He worked for Means Auto. He was a mechanic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
They're long gone.
He had a good job. He never went through high school. He just went through 8th grade. But he had a good job. He made a good living for us.
Yeah.
But that was common back then to finish the 8th grade
Yes.
and not go on. I think
Yeah,
my father was that same way.
Was he
8th
too?
grade,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
So it was a
That's
common
just-
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you have 3 children.
3 children.
How many grandchildren and great grandchildren?
I got 6 grandchildren and 4 great-grandchildren.
I'll be darned. You see them quite often?
When you get up to 100, you kind of, your family kind of multiplies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
You ever think about going back to work,
Sam, should I have said any more?
Polly?
Should I have said any more? Where is he?
No, Polly, you're fine. I was
Yeah,
going to say.
everything's okay.
You want
So you're 100 years old now.
Yes.
I'm going to ask you, do you ever think about going back to work?
I wouldn't mind.
Because you said you enjoyed it, right?
I enjoyed it, yeah.
Okay.
I feel wonderful. Yeah, I just don't feel, I feel like 50 again.
Oh.
Well, you
Maybe
know,
Maybe we ought to go square dancing again,
Yeah,
like we used to,
that's
huh?
what I
Doesn't that be
need.
nice?
You know, when you turn 100,
Wouldn't we like that?
Oh, yeah.
Boy.
Yeah.
sometimes when you turn 100 years old, you get a letter from the president.
I did get a picture from the president.
You did get,
My friend of mine, I guess you have to report it,
yes.
but I have the picture of the president in my apartment now. This friend of mine got it because I was 100 years old.
Yes,
That's
very good.
true.
Very good.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it's a good picture of him.
Well, I want to congratulate you in reaching 100 years old.
Thank
That's
you.
a milestone,
Thank
you know.
you.
For sure.
And of course, us younger people don't
Right.
even think that we're going to
You'll
reach that goal.
get there, just day
That-
to day.
That might be, but that we'll have to wait and see, won't we?
You have to wait and see.
Okay.
You know what they
Well, that's
say?
great.
You know what they say? If you'd known you was going to live this long, I'd have taken better care of myself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's you do have to.
Okay.
Well, I never had any bad habits or anything. I never smoked or anything. So just
Any
good, healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. But you probably got good genes in your
I've got good genes somewhere.
your parents and that
Yeah.
relatives
Yeah.
live good.
Dad did kidney trouble, and mother just died in her sleep. She was
Oh.
103.
103.
When she
Your mother was 103.
Yeah.
Boy, that's
Yes,
terrific.
I'm working for 104.
That's a nice goal.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with
I
that.
thought it sounded like a good figure.
You know what?
More than my
I hope
mother.
you make it.
I hope you do too, dear.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
working on it.
All right.
Yeah.
Don't give up. Okay. Well, it was nice having you on the show, Polly.
Thank you. I've enjoyed this very much.
I enjoy listening to your story. I know that being a nurse over there in Britain, that you probably had some very good experiences.
Yeah. I've had a good life. Good, healthy, interesting life.
Yes, okay.
They're my 3 children now. I'm enjoying them so much.
Sure. Oh.
And their spouses.
Are you living alone?
I have an apartment, yes.
You have an apartment
Oh, yes.
upstairs, so you climb the stairs, do you?
No, first. Thank goodness I
I'm-
never
I'm
thought it
kidding.
at the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
But I am on first floor.
Well, she's on the first floor, but you ought to see that ramp to go up to her so she didn't have to walk very far. She went up there faster than we could.
Well, there you go, see?
It's on Fairfield Avenue,
Yeah.
Foster Park Apartments.
Oh, you're out by the flowers, huh?
They're very nice.
You get over to see the flowers every once in a while, do you?
Oh, I get around there sometimes.
Okay.
I'm not driving anymore. That's my trouble too. I had to finally sell my car, and
Sure.
I didn't like that.
Yeah.
I almost had an accident, and I
That's-
thought I better
That's
quit.
the time to quit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Polly,
So I have to they have to take me around a lot.
Sure.
Polly, our time is up.
Oh,
I appreciate you being on our show.
Thank
I
you.
really enjoyed it.
thank you.
Molly?
I've enjoyed talking with you.
I want to
Thank
thank
you.
you for your service during World War II
Thank
Oh,
you.
yeah.
and
More
nursing
people
all
have
these.
said that, and I'm really surprised. Thank you, Jim.
Thank you for being you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks for asking me.
Sure.
I hope you enjoyed the show. Remember, we're on every Friday night at 7 p.m. Remember, freedom is not free. So if you meet someone in uniform or some veteran, just walk up to them and say, "Thank you for your service." Well, thank you and good night.